This WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
And on WUSA 9, meteorologist Topper Shutt, we've extended our weather impact alert now through Monday morning for extreme cold. Low temperatures 0 to 15, highs in the 20s, morning wind chills at least through mid-morning below 0. And in some cases, by Sunday morning, double digits below 0. So open your cabinets on kitchen sinks and bathroom sinks facing outside walls. That helps the heat get to the pipes. I would leave everything trickling on outside walls too. Limit your time outdoors, maybe feed the birds, watch the pets, and of course dress in layers. So our stretches below, our consecutive days stretches 32 or below, 12 days back in 1936, 11 days in 35. We're not going to make that, but we might make 10. If we stay below freezing or freezing or below on Monday, it'll be 10 days. More than likely, it's going to end up at 9-day streak, which is still pretty impressive. I mean, this is kind of a dubious record, but we would tie for fourth place for most consecutive days, 32 or below. I don't know. And here's our trend. Even when it warms up, it's not going to be super warm. I mean, we're going to go back to the upper 30s on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back to around 30 and in the 20s again on Sunday, and back to the low 30s the following Monday. So this is not much of a warm-up. And in fact, I think what's going to happen, that's just warm enough to melt some snow, and then it's going to freeze each night. So the roads actually are going to get worse, because right now there's no melting going on. Once they've been plowed to pavement, nothing is kind of melted and gone across the roads or the sidewalks or anything. That's going to change. We do have a cold weather alert for you. It's a cold weather advisory from now until 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Wind chills 0 to 15 below. And look at these wind chills. This is in the morning on Saturday, 7 below D.C. Feels like 10 below in Leesburg and Martinsburg, 11 below in Hagerstown. Even by lunchtime, trying to get some coffee, still feels like it's 1 below in D.C., 9 below in Hagerstown, 0 in Fredericksburg, 0 in La Plata. And by evening, it's, 0 to 10. That's it. Gets worse. Sunday morning, as the storm departs, winds kick up a little more. Feels like 9 below in D.C., 11 below in Hagerstown, 8 below in La Plata. Even Fredericksburg feels like it is 7 below 0. This is even colder by lunchtime. We're still below 0. Even Fredericksburg and La Plata. La Plata's 5 below. Again, that's the wind chill around lunchtime on Sunday. By evening, we're back in the single digits, maybe a few double digits, 12 in Fredericksburg, 10 in La Plata. And then Monday morning, a lot of the kids going back to school for the first time after the storm. 4 below Gaithersburg, 3 below Frederick, 1 below in Hagerstown. If they delay school, it's still going to be in the single digits between like 9 and 10:30. So get ready. And even by, late Monday night, it's going to go back below 0. So look at the winds. This is the winds. It's a snapshot in time. These are miles per hour, the numbers. And this is 11:15 Saturday night. Winds are, 25 to 30. They're 35 to 40 along the shore as the storm moves away. But by Sunday morning, look at the winds. Northwesterly, we're looking at winds again, 25 to 30. A little more back on the Blue Ridge and back in the mountains. But by just before lunchtime, winds are still 25 to 30. These aren't damaging winds, but they're going to drive wind chills really low. By 6:15, winds 20 to 25. And even by Sunday night, walking the dog, winds are still 20 to 25 miles per hour. So, all right, we'll graph out Saturday. The storm stays to our east. We're going to be okay. Just some clouds. Starts out at 10, feels like 0. We never really make it out of the mid-20s. It was only 21 on Friday, and that makes 6 of the last 7 days. Highs only in the 20s. And really, we barely made 30 during that storm on Sunday. Otherwise, we'd have a streak of that going. And we get to the end of the evening, still cloudy, but still no flakes. They're going to stay south of us. So the next, week or so, you need shades when you're driving, windshield washer fluid, keep your headlights and taillights clean. Watch for walkers and runners on the road because some of the sidewalks are still not covered. Well, see the white, that is a winter storm warning, and the winter weather advisory is all south of us as the storm goes to our south. Look at some of the snowfall amounts. Poor Charlotte had an ice storm last weekend. This weekend they're getting 8 inches of snow. Good snow in the Piedmont, North Carolina, Raleigh, Winston, Greensboro, probably in the order of 6 to 9 inches. And then as far as we're concerned, it stays to our south. Maybe, Chincoteague maybe gets a coating to an inch. And it also misses New England as well. So here is Futurecast. We're looking at the snow by Saturday morning. Pretty close to us. I mean, pretty far south, but Notice it doesn't move anywhere. It just kind of goes on out to sea, and that's where that storm will go, out to sea. So here we go. Saturday, cloudy, storm stays south. Sunday, windy, very cold, upper 20s. And Monday, we probably break our streak with temperatures above freezing, back in the upper 30s. And we have a half day, a morning weather impact alert. Rest of the day should be okay. And then 30s on Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, there's a little system coming our way. It could be a little snow or flurries, upper 30s. And then Friday again, partly cloudy, back in the upper 30s. But each night, 20s downtown, teens in the burbs. It is going to really freeze every night. So be advised, black ice is going to be a problem much of next week.